The wide receivers continued to impress, and yes, there was a fight. Hello, everybody. I'm Wilson Alexander from The Advocate and Times-Picayune, back with your Day 4 practice report. We knew coming into this season that LSU had talent at wide receiver with Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, and Kyron Lacey, but what's come evident over these first 4 practices is the depth in this room. Thomas was out today, had his helmet on and shoulder pads on, but did not participate, and that allowed Chris Hilton, the same class as Thomas and Neighbors, to run with the first-team offense. He made a few nice grabs and showed that he is going to push for a spot in this rotation. It also allowed for a lot of playing time for the young wide receivers. Malik Neighbors and Kyron Lacey were later sent out of practice after a fight broke out during 11-on-11 period, and this gave a lot of playing time to the young wide receivers. Kyle Parker, Jalen Brown, and Shelton Sampson in particular stood out. All had long catches down the sideline at various points. Kyle Parker had a drop over the middle on an intermediate route during 7-on-7, but he came back a few plays later, got his head right, and made a really nice grab down the sideline after getting some separation from a defender. Those are 3 who, while they may not contribute in a massive way this season, they give LSU a lot of confidence in what is at that position moving into the future, and they can certainly push for some kind of playing time the way that they've been playing so far. Another person to add to this is Aaron Anderson. The Alabama transfer continued to show his shiftiness, his quick change of direction, and it seems like somebody who LSU is going to have to find a way to get involved and get him the ball in space because he can make things happen once he does. Anderson is also involved in the return game, and he was a part of a large group of guys who we saw returning kicks. Jalen Brown and Kyle Parker were as well. And in terms of kickoff return, it was Logan Diggs, Nolan Kane, and Trey Holly. But in punt return, in addition to the 3 receivers, Gregory Clayton and Javen Nicholas were back there as well. Anderson just looks a little bit different from the rest of the group. He had a bobble on one of his punts, but was able to sort of settle himself down and get some yards after catch. LSU struggled to really produce anything in the return game last year, obviously struggled with jump dropped kicks, and also averaged 4.78 yards per return. So this is an area where they're trying to find someone who's dynamic to really sort of flip the field and give them an advantage. Aaron Anderson looks like somebody who might be able to do that. This, of course, leads to some questions about what exactly LSU has at cornerback. Zy Alexander and Deuce Chestnut have been the first-team corners. J.K. Johnson is going to miss some time. He has a cast or a wrap on his lower left leg and was riding around on a scooter today. LSU still has 6 scholarship cornerbacks as that competition continues to take place throughout camp. Keep it locked on theadvocate.com for NOLA.com to see how that goes. We'll have coverage for you all the way through the season. This has been Wilson Alexander with your LSU practice report. Thanks for watching, everybody.